Welcome back to the Hawkeye Garage. I am Joe. In last week's video, you will have seen we installed the Lasfit rock lights on the GX 470 here. And this week we are going to button up the wiring, show you a couple trick wiring solutions that I have, and I actually have some questions for you guys. I need some wiring help, some advice. So let's dive right into it. Now, if you follow me on social media, which you should, link below, you will see a picture that I posted a couple weeks ago of a little circuit board. That has to do with how we are going to do the wiring on this. Let's get under the hood and talk a little bit more in depth. Oh, but first, let's show you guys what the lights actually look like, because let's be honest, besides the wiring, we really want to see how they look. And they look fantastic. We've got the yellow ones on here, and you know, like I said, there's a million different ways that you can mount these. You just kind of have to move around and decide where you want your shadows to be. And again, ideally, you'd have 8 lights, two for each wheel well, and of course the factory harness that comes with the lights from Lasfit accommodates that, and you can buy 4 pods besides the fact, and you can wire all those in. And now here is the white ones, which look awesome as well. It's just a really nice neutral white. It's not like so bright that it hurts your eyes white. It doesn't have any bluish tint to it. Just overall a spectacular white light. All right, we're underneath the hood here. We've got our factory fuse box with the cover off of it. I will just note, first off, this is the factory switch that came with the Lasfit lights. Since these lights are dual color, amber and white, it's a dual function switch, so it's got an up, a middle, and a down. All of this wiring is extremely easy to install. You hook up a positive and a negative, you run the wiring, put your switch in. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I mentioned before, I like my wiring to be a little bit more snazzy, if you will, like some OEM Plus. I like everything to just kind of look like it's supposed to be there. Plus, you have to drill a really big hole to mount this switch. The Lexus had factory courtesy lights on the running boards before I tore those off and put the rock sliders on. Had some lights that would turn on when you unlock the car. Stuff like that. So I figured, why not hook up the white side of the lights to that circuit of the car, so that when I lock and unlock the car, etc., the lights will turn on underneath. That'd be cool. And let's hook the yellow side, the amber side, up to something else. I kind of wanted to have it so I could turn them on at the campground, kind of some mood lighting, if you will. And instead of having to walk over to the car and do that a bunch, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I could do it from my phone? So that's what this circuit board is. This is a Bluetooth circuit board that comes with an app that you can download. I got this from Amazon. There's a bunch of these different kinds that you can get. I'll link this one. I think it was 18 bucks. It's actually got 4 circuits on it, which is pretty cool. The instructions were garbage. So there's that, which is fun. You can see it's blinking right now because it has power. More on that in a minute. But so we've got positive and negative going into it. It also has a little USB, like 5-volt AC adapter. So if you wanted to power this with a USB cable, you could do that. There's some other wiring sockets over here, which I have no idea what those are for because the instructions were trash. Like I said, we're putting power and negative, positive and negative to it, so the board will actually work. It has a relay on it, which is, in the simplest explanation, that is your switch. It is doing the on and off for you once you hit the button on the app. So we have power coming in on one side and power going out to the light on the other. Now I'm split. I have 2 wires here because on this particular one, the power coming in is on a black wire. This is the factory harness from Lasfit. So I have electricity coming in, which on the other end of this wiring mess is hooked up to my battery. So I'm just there's power, there's electricity going to this all the time, as long as the fuse is plugged in. And then I've just put 2 wires there. I've jumped that to power the board. So that's just kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. And then this red wire over here, that is going to send power to the amber light on the rock light harness when this switch is turned on. Hopefully that kind of made sense as much as it can in a video. Anyway, so I have stolen ground, the negative side, from a relay. Let me get a little bit close up of this for you guys. So I've pulled my negative, my ground wire, from this relay right here. This relay is for the courtesy lights of the car. This was kind of a happy accident, and we're going to nerd out even more after this. This is a timed ground. So you can see my green light is flashing, which means that board has power. I'm going to grab my keys here, and I'm going to lock the car. We're going to wait a little while, and my light has turned off, which means it's cut power to the board. I didn't actually intend for that to happen, but it's kind of nice because now if the car is locked, I'm not just running power to the board. It's not really hurting anything per se, but now I just don't have any power going to it. The only problem is so I'm at the campground, theoretically, I want to turn my rock lights on. Usually the car is locked, you know, so we unlock the car. You can see that light is flashing again. I have power, but the current situation with the Lexus is the programming is that if you don't open one of the doors within, I think it's like 10 seconds of unlocking it, it will relock itself, which means it will kill power to this board. So the first thing I need your guys' help with is, besides going to the Lexus dealer, see, it just beeped to lock itself. We're gonna wait, and now the circuit is off. I need to figure out how to get into the programming and turn that feature off for the car. Okay, more nerding out, if you will. A relay in this situation is essentially it's an automatic switch, so that by doing something else in the car will automatically turn that switch on and off. That's really oversimplified explanation. So I want the white rock lights to turn on automatically when the courtesy lights of the car come on. I have power coming in, I have power jumping over to the switch all the time, and then I have this yellow wire, which is essentially the on-off for the white side. Now, of course, on the Lexus, the courtesy lights are triggered by a ground wire. I have no idea why, which means that the lights themselves would always have electricity going to them, but they're not grounded all the time. And if they don't have a ground going to it, they're not going to turn on. So when you unlock the car or open that door for those lights to come on, which is the same time that your dome light turns on, it will complete that ground, which completes the circuit and turns on whatever you want to turn on, in this case, the lights. Now, normally that wouldn't be a problem. I just run a ground wire to that ground wire from the wiring harness, or what's left of the wiring harness for those courtesy lights. But the problem that I have is those lights right now are like a slow turn on and a slow turn off. So they're gaining power slowly and losing power slowly instead of just a quick on, off. I need to complete some wiring here so that I can show you why that's a problem. All right, I've got a ground wire here. The vice grips are just clamping my power wire on. Like I said, especially this circuit is all temporary till I get this figured out. So I have power coming in to the relay. I'm jumping that power over to the switch side of the relay so that the switch is in fact always turned on. We just need to complete the ground to actually make it function. Yellow wire going to the light pods themselves, and then this black wire I just have jumped down to the wiring harness on the frame rails where the harness for the factory running board lights would go. So this is all powered up. yes, I technically still need a fuse in there, but you get the idea. So this is what is going to be the problem. All right, I've switched from my lapel mic, my body mic, to the boom mic that's mounted on the camera, so it's gonna sound weird, but you need to get the overall sound experience of this. The car is unlocked, so I'm going to open the door, hence triggering those courtesy lights. We'll go ahead and shut the door now, and we'll let them time out here in the next, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. It is basically slow powering on and slow powering off this relay, which has like a little spring in it that flips over like contacts from one side to another. And as it's building voltage, that spring is slowly going over and it sounds awful. This is some dyno mat that I put on this relay because I was like, well, maybe like the casing of it is just, maybe it's sounds worse than it really actually is inside. That didn't do anything. So that is the second thing that I need your guys' help with. Again, I know that there is a way to go into the programming of the car and tell that lighting circuit to just turn on and off. No, none of this slow on, slow off stuff. It will just snap on and snap off. And then that will solve the problem with the relay. Or if you are even more of an electrical nerd than I am, maybe there's some kind of resistor, or like I thought capacitor, because capacitor holds voltage. I'm sure that's not right, but something like that, something small that I could just wire in line, or a different type of relay that will eliminate that. Please let me know. Comments below, or again, email me, hawkeyeskunkworks@gmail.com. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. This is a lot of the type of stuff that we do on the channel, DIY, off-road oriented things. Follow the links in the description down below over to my Instagram and my Facebook. I'll link Lasfit's stuff down there, and if you use the code on the screen and follow the link over to Lasfit's website down below, you can get some money off of these rock lights. So again, new to the channel, I'm running Lasfit fogs and driving lights, all of their headlight bulbs, LED bulbs all over the place, light bar on the 4Runner, and I've been really happy with all of their products. The build quality is great. At least the customer service on my end with the people that I'm dealing with have been great, which is not always the case in the YouTube influencer world. So yeah, I know the video was a little lengthy, a little wordy, but that is also kind of stuff that we do around here, is some nerding out on car stuff, because that is what we like. So until the next video drops, thank you for watching, take care, goodbye.